What is the press's counter-argument?
He's the prince, he's the second son, it's his job to provide entertainment. The first son is there to be boring. And William's doing that terrifically. And he goes to Canada and says good evening to moose and, you know, other animals, and that goes very well. And the second son, you know, we want a bit of action, bit of raunch, bit of American actress. So that's his job.
To be...
Interesting, naked, like Princess Margaret, pissed.
This is Prince Harry's formal complaint about the treatment of his girlfriend, Meghan Markle. According to The Times, Meghan has been subjected to a wave of sexist and racist abuse. Well, if he will take her round to see his granddad.
Where else has Britain been falling down in our dealings with abroad?
Is it war?
We've come up short in a war. We didn't turn up.
Yeah.
So we thought you said 11.
In terms of diplomacy, what might one do when you visit somebody from a foreign land?
You take along a gift of some kind.
Absolutely. According to Anna Soubry, we've given some very poor quality gifts. We, in return, received some quite nice gifts. What did the Queen get? What was she given in Fiji?
Was it Fiji?
I've got one of these.
Some more islands.
Not a lake, but something... I was going to say something that swims in it, but it doesn't. Something that perhaps is in a river.
A whale.
Yes, it is a whale. What bit of the whale?
What?
A bit of a whale.
She got bits of whale.
She got a bit of a whale.
Well, I mean...
Well, you can't get a whole whale. That's a massive gift.
But it makes sense. It's the whole whale.
But you have to sort of pretend you don't know what it is when you unwrap it. Or is it a bike?
Yeah, that's the thing. When gift wrapping a whale, would you cover the blowhole or not?
I think you'd have to.
For reasons of national security.
Otherwise, you'd be giving it away, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Your Christmas present just eaten 5,000 tonne of plankton.
It wasn't a whole whale, can I say? It was not a whole whale.
You're saying it like it's not as bad because it wasn't a whole whale. That's why I'm upset. Like, was it just his eyes? Like...
No, slightly lower than the eyes.
His nose? Do they have noses?
Was it a whale tooth?
Yes, it was. In my sad universe, I like to think they painlessly extracted and then let it go on its way.
Yeah.
This is for the Queen!
No, they did it really nicely and there was sort of music playing in the background.
What?
Really nice dentist.
Whale music.
To calm him down, it sounds like hundreds of his peers are watching.
Yeah. I don't know how big would a whale's tooth be?
Oh, but you'd have to adjust the chair.
What is in Michael Gove's handbag?
Snacks. It's brought enough for
You'll find
everyone.
crisps. And something else.
The actual speech.
The actual speech, is it?
Oh, what happened there?
I pressed, but everyone else spoke.
I think Ian was speaking.
Yeah, Ian was, to be
I think
fair.
the speech is in there.
Yeah.
Because he has to then get down on one knee and hand Her Majesty the vellum parchment.
That's absolutely...
I'll have the chicken. Original sprouts. I mean, if you took a woman in her mid-80s and piled layers of fur on her and then put an incredibly heavy hat made of gold on her head and then made her read out 10 minutes of meaningless drivel, you'd be reported for abuse of the elderly, wouldn't you? You would indeed.
It's the Queen.
We can't compete with this. They're out of our league.
Somebody must have told them.
Yeah, they've been sent off in advance.
Yeah.
The Queen used Twitter for the first time from the Science Museum, the National History Museum.
Science Museum, I can read it there.
Oh, right. Oh, you and your skills!
Skills, I know. I'm just showing off now.
Yeah, she did a tweet from the Science Museum.
What did that message say, anyone?
Here I am. This is my first tweet from the Science Museum. Basically, that was it, wasn't it?
That is pretty much it. Yeah, it's a pleasure to open the Information Age exhibition today at the Science Museum, and I hope people will be visiting Elizabeth R.
That's a bit dull, Elizabeth R, isn't it? She should be, like, hashtag top bitch or something like that.
That would be appropriate,
That
wouldn't
would be modern.
Modern, absolutely.
The Times called the tweet not a classic of the genre. And what's she been accused of by the Mail?
Is it not paying the minimum wage?
She's not paid the minimum wage?
No, no.
How can she afford a hat like that? Poor woman.
Is that not the story?
She's been accused of fakery. The Mail reported that although she was pictured with an iPad, it was later claimed that an iPhone was used, suggesting that she had not sent the message herself.
She'll have to...
Hashtag lazy. And if you're watching, Your Majesty, it's hashtag HIGNFY.
What does it matter? I mean, the Queen must have to fake things every day.
What on earth are you referring to?
How long did it take her to get her first troll?
They're pretty fast,
Yeah,
aren't they?
they're pretty fast, yeah.
4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Welcome to Twitter. Abdicate.
Prince Charles.
Welcome to...
OK, the news James Bond has been unveiled. So this is... Oh, secret messages. Secret messages in black and white.
Oh, he's just come back for the Clark Clinic.
Back from the Clap Clinic. not been good news. And, yeah, he's just come out of the Clap Clinic. See, this is a notice board. All the people have been at the Clap Clinic. I must go myself. Prince William has been doing some job experience with MI5, is that right?
Absolutely correct. Prince William spent 3 weeks undercover at MI5, MI6 and GCHQ.
I'm glad you cleared that up. I was really worried because I read the headline and said Prince William spy, and I thought, God, the Russians are good.
What headlines did Prince William's attachment to the Secret Services produce?
They're puns, I suppose, aren't they?
On Granny's Secret Service.
The Sunday Mirror went with Casino Royal.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
The Sun plumped for Licence to Will.
Wow.
While the Daily Express
to Will.
went with Harry's fury at claim of Meghan's jewellery.
No Goldfinger.
What did Prince William immerse himself in during his time with the security service?
Engine oil.
Was it Prince Harry's browser history?
One source told The Sun he was fully immersed on undercover surveillance operations, not just sitting in front of a computer in an office. Let's have a look. What did he absolutely insist on, according to these news reports?
A code name. So go on.
Dressing up as a cat?
Yeah. A code name. Mr. Tiddles. Meow meow.
According to the Sunday Mirror, he insisted on people calling him William. He doesn't really get this undercover spy thing.
At the time of recording, we still don't know the baby's name. So
No.
are there any thoughts?
I hope they stick with Royal Baby.
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's an adult. Hello, my name is Royal Baby.
Nobody's got any idea. He was born on St George's Day, but there's already a George.
Yeah.
It's William Shakespeare's birthday. She's married to William. What are they going to do?
Kanye?
Yes, now you're talking.
Kanye Cambridge.
Yeah.
Next stop. Next stop, Cambridge.
Good.
There's been some late-night press speculation about a possible name for the royal baby. What do you think it is?
It's Arthur.
Prince Arthur, yeah, Prince Arthur. We'll go...
Albert.
Nearly. Yes.
It's Albert.
It's Albert, OK.
Yeah.
Yes.
After the
didn't-
square.
But didn't Queen...
He's not your baby, he's mine. Leave it out. You might have a crown on your head, but that don't make you not a slag, does it?
And so to round two, the picture spin quiz. Fingers on buzzers, teams.
The royal family have been hit, like all of us, heavily with finances, and they've started up a two-person do-it-yourself team. Liz and Phil, no job too small. No, I think this must be about Buckingham Palace. It's got to be renovated at a cost of...
£370 million, they
That'll
say
go up.
would be the thing. Yeah. There have been calls for the Queen to contribute to the Buckingham Palace repair bill. She could write a cheque, or she could do what she did with Windsor Castle and burn it down for the insurance. But what's actually going to be done to the palace?
Well, they're getting in Trump's designer. And finally, we're going to have a palace that actually looks like one. It's going to be gold outside and they're leopard skin inside. The throne's being done up with peacock feathers and proper bling, in, you know, all the way through. And there's a casino on Horse Guards Parade with, you know, one-armed bandits all the way, and the Coldstream Guards will play hits from Cats as you do it. Prince Andrew's going to be an Elvis impersonator. He's going to do Love Me Tender, you know, as you hit the blackjack tables. I can't wait. I think it's going to be fantastic.
According to The Guardian, the work will cover 2,500 radiators, 152 toilets, 280 sinks, and even replacement of the old boiler. If only, muttered Charles. Several of the gas boilers at Buckingham Palace need replacing, and, of course, the engineers who do it will have to be Corgi approved.
There was a joke in Private Eye that was very similar to that. Do you remember it, Ian?
I do. It's in this issue. It was similar in the sense of being identical. But I'm not going to use this as an opportunity to flog my merchandise if say, I had a Christmas album of songs. I wouldn't bring it up. What's that I can hear?
Golden brown, lays me down
I've played that song to my wife as a punishment. You know it's a song about heroin, don't you?
I do. I think it's a song about a state of mind.
Caused by heroin.
I thought for years it was about Gordon Brown.
Surely the lyric, never a frown with Gordon Brown, must have thrown you off the scent somewhat. There is the happy man. Oh, there he is, look. Yes, it's the new royal wedding for next year to cope with the economic straits, the terrible climate out there. It takes all our mind off it by saying, look, she looks like Diana. Look at her, look at her. And that's what we're all going to do.
She's a commoner as well, because she's only upper middle class. What is it they said she's going to make the royal family more accessible to the public?
Yes.
I think it sets a challenge for Prince Harry to go and find himself a proper scumbag.
What was Harry's response to the engagement? It means I can get a sister.
Deep coma. The sheer tedium of the subject. He said, even as a member of the royal family, I've had it up to here, he said. Or was it up to there? I can't remember.
They promised me I wouldn't be forced into doing any painful puns in light of a recent incarnation of mine as Sherlock Holmes, so without any further ado, let's move on to round two. The round of the Baskervilles. Buzz when you know what the story is.
Yes, this is the Kim Jong-un, whatever his name is, and that's his son there who's had sewn onto his lapel. They sat in the Korean town square and watched these idiots parading up and down with their boots, you know, identical marching and stuff, you know, just a ludicrous display of conformity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is pretty much what this is about. But let's just get the North Korean names straight, shall we?
Yes, do.
Who's this? That's Kim Il-sung. Kim Il-sung, the previous dictator.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's Kim Jong-il.
Yeah.
Looking a little bit lonely. Now for his son,
yeah.
Kim Jong Un.
It looks like he might bring hope and optimism to a nation.
And so who's this then? If it's not Danny Dyer.
Is that the other son?
It is the other son, Kim Jong-nam.
He's not got the job as next dictator. He's given it to the younger son. Because the father didn't like him.
Do you know why he didn't like him?
Was it the hat?
Did he dislike him because he's got a small lampshade tied to his index finger? There's a lot of fathers that put them right off you.
He wanted to visit Disneyland Tokyo. ITV had a man in the field there, and the intrepid reporter attempted to assess the relative popularity of the Kims. Let's have a look how he did it.
There are no opinion polls in this country of dictators, but I did get a chance to carry out an extremely unscientific measure of the young general's popularity. Well, let's see how popular the new leader will be. Kim Jong-sung, Kim Jong-il, Kim Jong Un. Much more popular.
This is the unveiling of Kim Jong Un as successor to Kim Jong-il. Chief of the North Korean Army, Ri Yong-ho, had a message for the nation saying if the US imperialists and their followers infringe on our sovereignty and dignity even slightly, we will blow up the stronghold of their aggression with a merciless and righteous retaliatory strike. Adding LOL, smiley face, kiss, kiss.
I feel sorry for Kate. I don't know. I just saw her this week and I think that she's just looking thinner than I've ever seen her.
That's what journalists always say. Oh, she's so thin, isn't she?
No, I absolutely don't mean it like that.
Are we seeing the birth of a new mime artist here?
Don't be horrible to me again. You were horrible about me in private eye, and I rang you up. Yeah, it's okay. And I rang you up, and you just went, "Yeah, no, sorry."
Yes, this was the fairy tale royal wedding. The wedding was covered by the world's media, including the German newspaper Bild, which lamented, "Why don't we have royals like the Windsors?" David Beckham wore his OBE, but breached etiquette by wearing it on the wrong side. Although, to be fair, it was on the correct side when he checked in the mirror.
What's going to happen at Buckingham Palace at precisely 12:30 a.m?
Oh, they're turning the lights off.
They absolutely are.
And all the foreign crews are furious, because their audiences will have just woken up. So when all the American broadcasters want to stand outside Buckingham Palace and say, "Here I am live," it's going to be completely dark. Selfish of us. Why couldn't we time the wedding to be in the middle of the night here, so the Americans could watch? And I hope there are ad breaks, so that NBC can shove in an advert for, what is it, nachos they have?
According to the Telegraph, Kate has invited her very first boyfriend, Willem Marks.
I like Williams that are too posh to bother with the E bit.
It's very posh.
Willem. What's your name?
Is it Bill, Will, William, Willem? Yeah. There's even a video wedding book for the public to sign. So let's have a look at some of the messages of goodwill and affection that have been left so far. Royal wedding will cost in one day half what the UK spends yearly on help for the unemployed.
Oh, lovely.
May their long and happy marriage be the last one of the monarchy of the UK. Vast numbers of people couldn't give the tiniest shit. Do I need to do this number 6 once?
Helen Mirren.
Yes, sorry.
Oh, that's
right.
nice. We'd all like to do Helen Mirren, but we're doing a quiz show, mate. That's what we're doing here.
Helen Mirren played the Queen, of course.
Oh, right, yes, yeah.
And here she is talking about John Gielgud on BBC Breakfast News.
So that always inspired me. He always took kind of edgy choices.
Yes, and he swore a lot, as I remember. And
that was well, in that sort of wonderful voice you had.
Exactly. that was
you
the
little
comedy.
shit.
Oh, no, you can't say it.
Sorry.
Take that back. That never happened.
It was in the original
Not pre-recorded this time.
If you heard that, we're very sorry.